You're listening to the Awks Talk
Awks Talk
podcast.
Hello! Welcome to the Awks Talk podcast with your hosts,
Jessica.
Shannon.
and me, Melissa. I'm back.
Yes, welcome back. Nice to see you.
It's been a hot minute.
We got our energy back.
Yeah. So we're gonna be talking about periods. This is the episode basically we messed up, and we're recording it again. So we're
Yeah.
trying to remember what we said already. But anyways, let's get into it, I guess.
So, anyways, we decided to talk about this because it's important. As two women
Yes. But,
on the podcast.
yes, but also as a man, a father.
A father
two
of two
girls.
girls.
People, you know.
Yes. We deal with periods all the time. And, you know, women aren't the only ones, like, who have periods. Or let's just say people. Because, you know, trans people and all that stuff, right? So, and people who identify as, like, gender fluid, right? So, anyways, let's get right into it. So, we're going to talk about periods. So, 800 million people menstruate daily. Well, that seems like a lot, even though it's not, because if you think about how many people are in the world,
Yeah.
but that's a big number. And it's so ridiculous how governments, you know, seeing how many people menstruate,
Yeah.
don't care.
Or support their ladies, yeah.
Yeah, they don't have like any investments towards education about menstrual health. Hello, pink tax anybody? Like, what is that about? Just, I can't imagine if like men were, you know, menstruating on, you know, the monthly. This would not be an issue. What do you guys think?
It's fair. It's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, well that was lackluster.
Sorry, were you expecting like a controversial disagreement?
No, like you need to express your opinion.
Yeah, I agree. It's like, you know, men kind of run this world, so yeah, if men were the ones menstruating, it would probably be covered more, right? So, yeah.
Oui. So based on that, we were researching on period poverty. So just for everyone who doesn't know what period poverty is the lack of access to sanitary products, menstrual hygiene education, toilets, hand washing facilities, and or waste management. Yeah. Globally, about 2.3 billion people live without basic sanitation services in developing countries, and only 27% of people have adequate hand washing facilities at home. This is according to UNICEF, and I'm just basically reading off of a Global Citizen article, so I guess we should link that in our notes.
Yeah. Like a lot of, like especially third world countries, they like don't even provide that stuff, right, for their women there. Like a lot of third world countries, even especially the women there, wear, like, you know, like in India and Bangladesh specifically, like they wear saris all the time, where it's like loose fitting and just open, right? So if they do have a period, it's just everyone's free flowing there, right? Because they don't supply that stuff, or there isn't even like a way to even get a tampon or get a pad or stuff like that, you know, in those kind of countries, because they don't even import those things in there, you know. Like I remember there's a company that basically takes used cigarette butts, right? So they find them on the streets, or like vendors collect them, and they take the used cigarette butts and they clean them and sanitize them and all that kind of, and they turn those into pads for women, you know, like, and that's great, but it's like, you know, like someone really has to go out of their way to do that when it should just be a basic human right, you know?
Yeah, it's not people's fault that they bleed.
Yeah, it's literally, like, it's uncontrollable. You know, it's like, it's not something that women choose to have, right? It's just, it's there and it's happening, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if I had a choice, I would not be bleeding from my vagina every month for like 4 to 5 days.
Yeah.
it's not fun. You know, just to be real, it's sticky. It smells. It's just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Although I think I'm pretty lucky in, like, you know, because I don't have too many side effects.
Bad symptoms. Yeah.
Yeah, symptoms that come with having my period. I mean, like, I get, like, a very, like, mini cramp at the beginning. And, like, I'm like, oh, I know it's coming. And then I get it. And then maybe a couple hours later, I'm just basically fine. Although my mood, my emotional health, that for sure gets affected. I don't know if I would rather have the physical, like the bad physical symptoms over the emotional.
I mean, nobody wants the bad physical symptoms.
I know, but if I had to choose,
Between what? Sorry.
Well, like the emotional is basically
it fucks
everyone
with you.
else, though.
Oh, I see.
know, it's
You're choosing. Sorry. I got lost there. You're deciding whether you would prefer the emotional versus the physical.
Well,
pain?
because I don't have physical
Yeah.
symptoms. Like, I get a mini cramp.
Yeah.
My boobs get slightly bigger, which I love, but then that doesn't last. Yeah, but it's mostly like super bad, just like emotional. Like, I feel drained, I cry all the time.
Yeah.
It's bad. And not as bad as some people would have it,
Yeah.
but for me, like, that really like hurts me when I have all these like thoughts and stuff like that, just because of my issues with like depression and anxiety. So when my period happens, all my hormones are like,
Ten
fuck you
times,
up
right? Yeah.
today. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like, since I don't have bad physical symptoms, I'm wondering if for me that would be better instead of having all this like emotion just like bombarded at me. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not so much like in physical pain either. Like, it's maybe the second day, technically, where I get like cramps. And for like the longest time, I didn't know that they were actually linked to like a period. I thought I just had like stomach aches, and I just never realized the time frame, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and you know your body changes, and it only happened like later, basically after I had sex. So like before that, I never had cramps or anything like that. So
Yeah,
that's
sex
how-
ruins.
That's how it is.
Wait, what? After you have sex, your cramps, your
Your body changes, so
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
period symptoms change.
Yeah.
So I remember like when
Oh,
I
really?
first got my period, I had the same symptoms as my mom, which is like my legs would ache
Yeah.
the day before I got my period. So that's how I know my mom's daughter, because we had the same symptoms. And then I had sex, and then all of a sudden, you know, I got like headaches, and I was nauseous, which was weird. I was like, I don't want to be nauseous and having sex because that could mean something else. But no, it's just my period. Yeah, and then after a while, I wasn't really nauseous anymore. And then I took a break from sex and then went back into it. Then got my mini cramps that are happening. And yeah, it's just period, like really, sex really fucks up your period. I don't know.
But we'll get into like I guess our first period experiences a little later. But like for most women, their first period is the age between 10 and 15, and the average age is 12. But there's like they can have it as early as 8. And I'm like, that's crazy thinking about it, because that's like grade 2, no, grade 3. Yeah. So
man,
that's
like
crazy.
for our eldest daughter, it's like 4 years away.
What? No.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
she'll be 8 in 4 years.
Yeah,
It's
that's
insane.
crazy. Yeah, and so I was thinking that it could be linked to like I think people say that it's linked to like junk food, like all the chemicals or bad stuff that comes in our fast food and junk food. It's
Mhm.
like messes with their hormones. So eat healthier. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think junk food and the chemicals fuck up with our hormones so much. But also, you know, just genetics. Like, some people get it earlier than others. But going back to just like period poverty for a second. So I just feel bad for all those girls and young ladies and people, who have periods, because they don't have access to what we have access to.
Yeah.
Now, there are many different kinds of period products out there. There is obviously pads, tampons, Diva Cup. We have reusable pads too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You just wash them.
Yes.
Which, I mean, I've never tried. I've tried pads, tampons, and the Diva Cup before. And you can obviously free flow as well.
They have period underwear and they have period swimsuits now, and
Yeah.
the technology is changing, growing, but yeah, I would try it. I've only tried pads and tampons. I'm team pad because it's just easy. I don't want to have to stick anything up in there. But tampons are obviously usually for swimming or somewhere if you want to I don't know, wear a tight dress or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And you want to educate us about the Diva Cup?
Yes, I've used the Diva Cup. It's great. I'm all for the Diva Cup. I haven't used it in a bit. Just because, I'm at home. So, teaching from home, working from home. So, I don't really need it. I use the Diva Cup if I'm going out. And I know I'm going to be out for, a long time. Because you basically, put it in there. So, it's a cup. Of course. It's, made of this, silicone. Yeah, it's silicone. And you basically fold it, and so it's a U shape at the top, and it has this little nub thingy. That's quite, I don't know, I forgot. But it's a bit long, but you can trim it because it could hurt you.
Yeah.
So based on your vagina canal, you can cut it or not. So you basically fold it, shove it in there, and you I have to be graphic because...
Well, for our listeners, for our viewers on YouTube, we'll put a picture up.
Yeah.
The Diva Cup?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, edit things in.
Yeah.
But anyways, you have to make sure that it's fully open because you squish it to put it in.
Yeah,
There's many methods, right? You could fold it like a U, or some people do it in a different way. If you Google it or find YouTube videos, there are ladies who show you how. But anyways, you want to make sure that it's fully open because if not, you're going to leak.
Yeah.
So what's the point? So you just stick up your finger up in there and just go around the Diva Cup, and then you'll feel that kind of opening, that pop.
Yeah.
To me, that's fully open. Just make sure that it's up there and secure. And some people like to put a liner or something, or if they have period underwear, then they'll put that just for extra security.
Yeah.
But, if you put it up there and it's fully open, you should have no problems with leaks and things like that.
It's funny because when you were describing it last time, when we were recording before, I was honestly thinking it was the size of a cup, a real cup. But then I did more research and about it to figure out it's actually just the size of a shot glass.
Yeah.
A small little shot glass. And yeah, if you think of it, it's just a shot glass with a little tail at the bottom, or kind of a mini wine glass, kind of hold.
Yeah,
right?
You kind of think of it as that. It's a chalice kind of shape. Yeah. So I mean, surprisingly, it can hold a lot.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on your flow as well. So some people have heavier flow, so they're going to excrete. Excrete? I don't know. A lot of blood. But, I'm pretty good with I could wear that probably for the whole day. And it'd be relatively full.
Yeah.
And then all you have to do is you just use the tail
you take
part
it out.
to pull it out. And it might hurt a bit because...
It's full.
Because, think of, the suction, right? Yeah. So, you're going to,
I'm disturbed now. I was all okay, no.
You're all for the Diva Cup.
Just a question. Couldn't you put your finger, you know how you have to put your finger to suction around it anyway? Couldn't you do that to release the air?
That's just, you could put it up there, but it's just, a lot more messy at that point.
Yeah.
And also,
I mean, you're doing it over the toilet, right? So.
Well, yeah. I mean, in like the perfect world, yes,
Oh,
we're at home,
Yeah.
you know, on our toilet where it's clean, where we know
Yeah.
it's like clean, you know. So no, you could just like to release the air pressure, the suction. Yeah, you could do that, and you just like pull it out. But you know, at some points you don't want to put your finger up there anymore.
Yeah.
So you just like pull it on, and then like it kind of could hurt if you do it wrong, and just like that suction that. It's uncomfortable. It doesn't hurt. It's uncomfortable. And then, yeah, you just want to make sure you're holding onto it so that your blood doesn't, like, go
I think
everywhere.
That's what's scary about it, too, because it's like, even with, like, tampons, I mean, obviously it's a string. You just pull it out and then, like, dispose of it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the cup, you have to, like, obviously empty it into the toilet, and then it's, like, how do you put it back in there? It's like you have to wash it.
You rinse it. You rinse it.
I feel like...
So I would, like, sorry to interrupt. Every time I've gone out with it, I just kept it in. If I had to, like, pee, it's fine because my urethra is above my vaginal canal. So just, like, pee normally.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just hope that I don't have, like, a ridiculous flow day. But I usually don't, so it's fine. Because one time I took it out. I think I took it out. I don't know, because I don't think I thought it was full. I just thought it's kind of uncomfortable. I should, like, reposition it. So I took it out, and I was at school, like, teaching, right? And so the washrooms are kind of gross, but not as gross as others. So I went to the washroom, and luckily no students were there. I took it out. I dumped it. I went to the sink. I rinsed it, and then I was like, I need to put this back in. But, you know, some people have gotten the hang of it after using it for so many times. At that point, it's
kind of new
to it. And for me, I had to, like, squat. And I had to do it in the shower. Because some people find that it's easier to put in the shower. With, like, the steam and the hot water and whatever. And you're just, like, relaxed and your vaginal canal's like, whoop. And I was like, I can't do this here. I can't be squatting, you know, in this tiny ass stall with like my pants to my legs. It was just no. So what I did was I just wrapped it in tissue paper, and I think I had like an extra like pad. Okay. So I just put my pad on and then walked out holding my Diva cup in tissue paper. Because I didn't want to wash it with the generic soap that they had in the washroom.
Oh yeah, do you have to have like specific cleaner?
Well, you boil it. So like I think I've read, because I haven't used it in a bit and I haven't really done any like additional research. You just like if you rinse it, it should be fine. Like for a couple like the days that you use it, and then when you're done, you just like boil it in water to get rid of your bacteria. And just put it in, like, a nice, like...
Is it a box case or something?
No, it's, like, this, like, little baggie.
Yeah, okay.
And you just put it in there and just keep it wherever. So, yeah. I mean, I'm all for it, you know. If you use it enough times, you're going to be so pro at it. And you don't even feel that it's there. Especially if you trim the stem. That's what it's called, the stem. If you trim the stem and... you put it up there and then you like make sure that it's like open and whatever, you're not even gonna feel it. It's great. Oh, one thing is if you poop, it's gonna come out because you're pushing.
That makes sense because you're pushing.
Just like you know how people have babies and sometimes they poop because they're pushing.
Well, okay, yeah.
It's the same logic.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, because even when I like try tampons. I always put something like just in case because I feel like it's not secure, and then I'll like pee or something and I'm like scared it's like already coming out. So I'm like I probably just haven't put it in properly, really, but yeah, it's just not worth it. Like, pads just
I don't like tampons because if you don't have like a lot of flow and you pull it out, it's dry and it irritates, and I don't like that. At least with silicone, it's not dry. You know?
Yeah, I'd be so scared, like, trying to pull that, like, how do you, like, maneuver? It's like you have to pull it out and make sure all the blood doesn't, like, come gushing out.
Well, it's in the cup, so it's not gonna come gushing out. It's only if you, like, you take it out and your, like, hand slips.
You're pulling, right?
Well, you pull it with the stem, but then once it's out, you grab the cup by the bottom.
It's like,
So
see? It's kind of quick reflex things. Anyways.
it's fine. You should try it one day.
Maybe.
It probably just sounds a lot harder than
Yeah.
it actually is.
I'm probably not explaining it that great either, so.
No, I think it's fine. But yes, so Team Pad, Team Diva Cup, and then, but do what you gotta do. Have you had any bad leakages?
I don't think so. I think I've been pretty fortunate that, like, I'll probably, like, have a pad somewhere there, and I'm pretty good at, like, knowing when it's, like, happening. Like, once you, like, feel it, you're like, oop, you, like, tighten up your vaginal canal. It's true. Haven't you done that?
I mean, sure.
What do you mean, sure? Comment if you've done that. You've just, like, done
yeah.
a Kegel without the ball, you know?
Okay, fine, yeah.
You're just like,
But-
and then you
yeah.
just wait till you, like, go to the washroom, and then you're like,
You're like,
release.
oh, man.
You know? So, like, I know, like, you can, it's different, because you know how, like, girls discharge things all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's different from discharge. There are times where I've been paranoid and thought my
Yeah.
discharge was period, but it feels completely different. Like, you know it. And plus, like, I usually now get cramps. So, yeah.
Yeah, I have like a story of like me in elementary. Basically, we were learning Portuguese because that was mandatory at our school, and one of the Portuguese teachers, she's like, "Come up to the front and like write something on the chalkboard or whatever," right? So I got up and I looked at my seat and there was like a little like stain, like wasn't like really red or anything, but you can see like a little smear, so it was like something. So obviously I couldn't see the back, so I didn't know, and I was like, so I sat right back down, I was like, no, and then she's like, come, don't worry, if you're wrong, it's okay, blah, blah, like she was like trying to be more encouraging, because she thought I was just like scared to get the answer wrong or whatever. But yeah, I just felt so bad because I was just like, no, I can't, and I couldn't explain to her why, because it's
Why
like
didn't you
the
just,
middle
like-
of class. Because that's weird. It's like then
Like,
it's like
come
then everyone's
over.
gonna be like, what's happened there, whatever, right? So, and then
Wouldn't they already be talking about you since you refused to go
no, well,
up?
they would all think the same thing. They just think that I was like shy and
Shy?
stupid. But yeah, so luckily I think you know those days where you just tie a sweater around your waist
Yeah.
and then like yeah. But I was thinking like today, I think I was like, I don't think I've ever had a period where I haven't leaked. Even with like a pad, not like it doesn't have to go through like my pants or anything, not that kind of leak, but just like
Like your
at
underwear?
least under my underwear. And I'm like, is that like a normal thing? Like, is that possible for us people to like? Because like maybe I'm just wearing the wrong pads.
You're
or
probably
something.
wearing the wrong size
I think I
pad.
need to get some like winged ones.
You don't use wing?
No, I use
Oh
wingless
my
ones.
God.
I'm sorry, okay?
Why?
I don't know. Sure, I don't know. I feel like the wing was just.
Ever
nice.
since I found out there were winged pads, it's game over.
I thought wingless was supposed to be like the new hip thing. It's like, oh yeah, you don't want it to show. I don't know. Blah blah. Anyways,
You
fine.
think
I'll change it
wings
next time.
show?
Well, obviously not to like other people.
Oh, that's so funny.
My shame.
You need to wear wings. I used wingless for a while, like when I first had my period, because that's like, I think my cousin was using it. Because I lived with her at the time, and she got it like way before me. And I'm pretty sure like my mom had used like wingless or whatever. And then I did like leak because like you move, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes it just happens, right? And then I discovered winged, and I was like, oh. It was like the light, you know, just like shone on on the pants, and I was like, this is it. And I've never looked back. And if you use Always, because I think Always is the superior brand, not sponsored, but it's just, they have different sizes, you know?
Okay. I didn't know there were sizes really.
They're, depending on your flow, they're bigger or smaller. And also kind of like your shape, too. Things like that.
Interesting. Oh yeah, they're like not thong ones. Oh, there's like liners and stuff too. For, like,
Yeah.
their end of your cycle. But yeah.
This is why education is important, guys.
Yeah.
And, like, just imagine like, we barely get any education on our menstrual cycle because it's so shameful. And girls, like, you know how, like, when you ask a girl for an extra pad, you're like, can I have an extra pad? And then they slip it to you. Like, it's
a drug deal,
it's like inside a book, or like they use their hand to cover it, like, here, it's
so
like
funny.
drugs. And we're taught, like, we're systematically taught to be ashamed of getting our periods when it's the most natural thing. We can't control it, it just happens. And so we're not properly educated on the symptoms, because there's, like, so many different symptoms, right? Some people get nauseous, some people faint, some people have really bad headaches, and some people are fine, for the most part, like me. So there's so many symptoms. We're not even taught, like, all of the symptoms. And if we are prescribed birth control, it's like some people are prescribed birth control because they have really bad symptoms, so to control the hormones. And then birth control just, like, makes it worse, or gives you some other, like, crappy symptom that you have to deal with, and then you get off of birth control, and then your body's like, oh wait, what's going on? So it's another shock to the system. And then doctors don't even, like, if you go to them with a concern about your birth control, they're like, no. I remember going to my doctor, and I still go to her, and she's great most of the times. I remember going to her and being like, I was on birth control, and I got depressed. It was bad. I felt, like, suicidal, and I didn't want to be on it, so I got off of it. And then, I started going out with someone again, and so I wanted to go back on it because condoms, meh, but wear them. But at the time, I was just like, this is, longish term now, so, go on birth control, whatever, be safe. But I told her, I was like, is there one that doesn't give you depression? And she was like, well, it's not really a side effect. I was like, what was I feeling then? For however long I was using it.
Well, are there, like, different kinds of birth control that, like, I don't think, like, maybe just that one specific one?
Well, there are certain, like, brands, I guess, and there are different types of birth control. Like, you could take the pill, there's the patch, there's the IUD, right, that you put inside you. There's shots that you can take that last for, like, quite a long time. What else is there?
I got 2 babies, so.
You could be abstinent. But no, I've used the pill, and I've been on the patch too. I prefer the patch way more than the pill. I think I was still meh on the patch, but definitely less so than the pill that I was on. And there could be, like, a pill that, people really like and does wonders, but I think for the most part, it's like chemicals being pumped into your body.
Yeah, and hormones and all that stuff too.
Yeah, and just, like, hormones. And you can naturally, like, fix your hormones, right? By your diet.
Yeah, there's, like, a lot of times too when it comes to, there's not enough research on menstrual health either. Because when we were talking before, because this is our second take of the episode, so I tried to be a little bit more informative this time. But even, like, looking up menstrual research and all that kind of stuff, there's so few studies out there. There's not enough for us to, like, as a society to even like, live by our menstrual cycles naturally, or like, if there's something wrong, or if there's this, instead of going right to birth control and having birth control as, like, the end all be all, there's, like, no natural solution or even, like, other ways to help out with certain things, right? Because there's just not enough research about it, which there needs to be so much more.
Yeah, because they just, like, I didn't know that people actually use birth control to just regulate, like, to get periods.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. I was like, oh, I thought just, it's only for, like, not getting pregnant or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, like, pretty often used. I didn't realize that.
I think that if you have PCOS, people use birth control. to regulate their periods. And just for people who don't know, PCOS is polycystic ovary syndrome, and there's a lot of women who, or people who identify as women, have it. You know, I know a couple of people. But basically, it's a hormone disorder that causes numerous symptoms, including infertility, irregular periods. Some people don't have their periods at all. Hair growth could be one, hair loss. But it's just like a lot of different symptoms, for different people. That's just like, talking about birth control that regulates your cycle. Like you said, you didn't know that before.
Yes. So get diagnosed, kind of, if you're feeling different or like think that something's off, it could be something. So that applies to any health thing. So get checked out. But yeah.
But I think, also like, don't trust everything. Like research wise, there isn't enough research.
That's true, yeah.
And the things that you could see on the internet could be lies.
Yeah.
But trust your gut if you feel like there's something wrong with your body. And I think women especially, we have so many things happening. I'm sure men have a lot of issues too. But the vagina is just this like fickle thing that, people have. You know how many problems my lady parts have caused? It's ridiculous. Women get UTIs more than men. Yeast infections. It's unreal.
Yeah, it's a complex thing down there.
Sometimes I wish I had a penis, to be honest.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it would just save me so much,
a lot less complications with a penis.
Yeah, like, I feel like for a penis, all you have to do is, like, keep it relatively clean.
Yeah, and it's just relatively. It's not even like, you don't even have to do a good job.
Because I feel like I've heard some guys say they don't really clean it that much. Which is gross, and I would never, like, be with someone like that, but
the thing is, it depends on whether you're circumcised or not, right? If you're not circumcised, there's a lot more work and effort you have to put into cleaning your penis, right? But if you are, it's like, yeah, you don't really ever need to wash it. Just take a shower, rinse it, whatever, right? Like, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I don't think guys, like, ever look down and be like, let's have a good day,
No.
Like, don't you ever, like, say to your body, like, let's just have a good day. Like, let's not have any problems.
Nah, the only thing we have a problem with is just randomly getting boners. And, like, please, not today, okay? That's it.
But, like, sometimes they just happen, right?
Yeah, just for no reason.
For no reason. Okay, well, I think I could deal with that if I just randomly got a boner. Yeah. As long as I wasn't in the presence of, like, someone that I was, like, really attracted to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that might be difficult. Like, if I had, like, the same, like, me personality, and I was attracted to, like, the same things and the same people, but I had a penis, that might be hard. Because, like, women get turned on all the time, but you probably don't even know.
Yeah.
So, like, what if that happens? What if I just get, like, a random boner? That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
You just, like, calm yourself down or think of something, like, gross and nasty.
I don't know, because it's like, it's weird. Sometimes the most, like, we're going off topic. But
yeah.
Some of the most random things, like, you're not even thinking about anything, and it's just, your brain is just like, okay, we're gonna pump blood down there right now, and it's just like, what? Why am I, like, it's confusing for, young boys out there. It's like, you don't know what's going on, and then you get confused. Maybe I'm turned on by this, and this, but it's just random sometimes.
Yeah, so I was, like, thinking for that, like, the last episode, this episode we did, I was like, what's the kind of equivalent for men of a period? And I was just saying how it's, like, could be, like, wet dreams, because it's, like, puberty and, like, all that.
But women
right?
have wet dreams, too.
Yeah, I tell you guys that I have wet dreams all the time? I had one last night.
Oh, my gosh.
It was amazing. But, like, you know how you, like, I don't know about you. Have you had wet dreams before?
No, but, like, I think wet dream is, like, isn't it, like, it's a physical, like, discharge, though? Like ejaculation.
I've never had that, no.
right?
Wow,
I don't know.
it's
I
great.
guess, yeah, so I guess not all guys have that, but
Yeah, and I guess not all women, because, like, you've never had one, right? Because I told you, and you're like, what?
I mean,
Yeah.
like, there's probably like sexual dreams, and then you wake up and you're like horny or something, but like not like where I've like orgasmed or something.
Oh,
like
last
that.
night was great. I won't say what I was dreaming about because that's TMI. This is also TMI. But yeah, it was like I knew what was going on. Like it's one of those like,
Were you in control?
huh?
You were in control of your dream?
No, like my dream was happening.
Yeah.
But I knew that I was going to orgasm, and so
Oh.
I was just like okay with it. I was like, let it happen. And I just like felt the climax, and it was like, yeah, and it was like, but I knew what was going on. It's not like one of those dreams where it's just like you're not in it. You just remember you had the dream after.
Yeah.
Like I knew what was going on.
Okay.
It was like great. I was like, yes.
Yeah, I was saying how like if I do get dreams like that, it's mostly because I need to pee, probably.
Not the case, but
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I know.
I can't relate to the wet dream thing. I've never like just woken up and I like, there's just cum all over the bed or something,
Yeah.
or like in my pants or whatever. So
Comment and let us know if you've had a wet dream.
and comment if you think they're great. Yeah, so anyways, going back on topic. So yeah, there needs to be a lot more research done.
yeah, for sure.
Because honestly, I feel like if a lot of more women were in charge, this wouldn't be happening. I feel more money would be going into research for diseases that predominantly women have. I think that we would abolish the pink tax, which the pink tax is just basically tax on feminine hygiene products.
Yeah, and I was saying before, it's like, and I just found out about this, and I think that's like completely ridiculous, because a lot of feminine products, when it comes to like tampons and all that kind of stuff, those are not commodities, right? They're necessities. It's not like women choose to have their periods or like choose whether they want to have a tampon or not, right? It's like they need it because they're having it and it's happening, right? So it's a necessity, not a commodity. That's why I think, and like a lot of necessities aren't taxed, right? Which is why it's ridiculous, because it's like baby food, water, and all that kind of stuff. Like those are all necessities that people need to live, which are not taxed, right? And I think tampons and feminine hygiene products, those fall under the same category as baby food and necessities, right?
Yeah, because like if you think about it, like if everyone was just free flowing, I mean, obviously we could get by, but that's just very like expensive. Like all your clothes would be ruined.
Yeah.
know? Just everything would be stained. You'd be like carrying around a towel or something. I don't know. Anyways.
Well, I mean, the
But-
thing is, it's like it would be like, okay, if you're gonna think like it's a commodity, then we just need to be a lot more open as a society about
Yeah,
periods,
yeah.
and it shouldn't be, as you were saying before, a secret to send someone a tampon. Like that's ridiculous too. You should just be like, yo, I need a tampon. Oh yeah, here you go. Or like
Yeah.
tampons should just be in every single washroom. It's like, oh, I'm going in there. Especially in clubs
Yeah.
too, like shit happens all the time. Just if there's like one of those, those condom machines, where some
there
places
were.
have.
There used to be like the machines that had,
That had
tampons.
tampons.
I have never seen it work, or even a tampon in there. So I think it was
Yeah,
just
I never
really old
tried
and
one.
outdated.
Yeah, I think it's like super old. Like no
Yeah.
one used it, and I don't see them anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
So
And you would think, being more progressive, that there would be more of them, not less of them.
they charged. It was like 25 cents or something
Yeah.
like that.
Well, I mean,
Ridiculous.
the thing, yeah, like I understand them charging for like a vending machine or whatever for it, because if they were free,
People just be like,
people just take all of it,
I mean,
so
that's
out of
true.
that necessity, yes,
Yeah.
it should be charged if it's like in a washroom or something, like a public washroom. But and I'm only saying it should be charged just because, again, like Jessica said, if it were free, one person would just go in there and take the whole stash, right? So, and it's just only to prevent that. It's kind of like carts, right? When you take a cart, you
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
pay the little thing so you
Yeah.
return it, right? That's the only reason why I would say that. But yeah, it should be free. Like when you go to the doctor's office, they have like a bowl of condoms. Why don't they have a bowl of tampons, right?
Why don't they ever have female
see that.
condoms
Yeah, or that too. Yeah.
That's the thing
or
too.
dental dams? That's a thought.
Yeah.
Stock those. Women would like that. I don't know. I think that's ridiculous. I think that if, more women were in charge, no offense, guys, but, like, patriarchy runs so deep that, even if, like, one guy was just, like, super progressive and was all, like, equality and I'm a feminist, which, if you believe in equal rights, you are a feminist, you know? I think people, like, really hate that label.
There are a lot of... It's just there's not enough higher up that think like that. A lot of them are younger, or they're just not up there socially, so it's just kind of sad in that sense, right? But yeah. No, I think feminists, like, feminism as a whole, like, as its definition, is definitely something we still need, or, like, and it shouldn't have a bad connotation to it. It's just right now, even, like, with everything, like Black Lives Matter, all this stuff, there's certain people that take it to such extreme that give it a bad name, and that's kind of what's happening to feminism.
There's extremists for everything.
Yeah.
So, and people just remember the extremes. So.
Yeah, or the negatives, because the negatives are what you remember, right? So.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of period poverty, we'll try to link some organizations that help for those communities that need it. Like, there's a bit, because I am a girl, I remember that from, like, high school. They used to fund those, or, like, do some charity things.
Yeah.
There's, like, United Way's periodpromise.ca, and then just Google it, look it up, donate, and then try to help them out, because it's just a basic necessity that everyone should have access to.
And educate yourselves.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're a dude, just, like, find out.
Yeah, because it's useful. I mean, it's like, if you have a girlfriend, if you're going to have, like, kids, there's a woman in your life.
Yeah.
Someone who's
Dude, a
having
dude
menstrual cycle,
should never be uncomfortable to go to the store and buy a woman the tampon or whatever she needs. Like, that should never be, like, an uncomfortable thing. That should just be very normal. If you're with a dude that's uncomfortable going to the store for you and buying you a tampon,
rethink your relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see those, like, things where, like, they bring you chocolate and stuff too. That's nice, helps you on your hard period days.
Yeah. And
really
knowing,
cute.
Knowing what your woman's, like, symptoms are too is a very big thing you need to know. Because, like, if you know your woman's very emotional and all those kind of things, it helps if you do certain things, right? Or if they're going to be in pain, there's certain medicine or whatever you can stock up on, all that kind of stuff. So knowing your partner's symptoms are very important for your own relationship as well. It definitely helps, yeah.
We kind of touched on it, but, like, we're going to talk about, I guess, our first period experience. Melissa, how was your first period experience? How old were you? Symptoms, blah, blah, blah.
I had thought my first period was in grade 8, which was kind of late in comparison to the other girls in my school. Most girls had already gotten it by the time we were in grade 8. So I think it was, like, almost at the end of grade 8. So we're just, like, graduating, whatever. And I remember spotting and thinking, oh my god, my period, hooray! Because at that time, when you're so young, you just want to get your period to be the same as other girls,
Everyone
right?
else, okay.
Because you don't know the shit you're gonna go through. You don't know your symptoms. They don't educate you on anything, right? Yeah. So I was like, yay, I got it. But then I spotted for, like, a day or two, and then that was it. And I was like, well, that was lackluster. So fast forward grade 9, I think I got it. I might have been in gym class, but I'm not sure. But I got it sometime in grade 9. Yeah. And I told you guys, at the beginning of my periods, it was just, like, legs for days. Just my legs were, like, aching the day before. And so I think I had told my mom. And my mom was like, oh, you might get your period and whatever. Or maybe I was at home. I don't really remember. But I remember I was in grade 9. Something happened. I got my period. And, here we are. Years later.
Jess?
Change your life forever. I'm kidding. No, so I was 10. I think I think I just turned 10. Or something like that, yeah. Yeah, it is young. So like grade 5. Luckily I was at home.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, what's this? Clearly I'm not educated. I wasn't educated. And I was just like, okay, so this has happened. It's just, I think I just told my mom and then just got some pads and that's it. Yeah, I really had no like education on like.
You have sisters though, so.
Yeah, so maybe I probably like subconsciously like saw it, like maybe in passing or something. It's like, oh, okay. But you don't think about those things that like you're actually like bleeding from your vagina or anything like that. You're just like,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I remember my cousin got it like probably around the same age as you got it. So she was pretty young, or she might have gotten it when she was like 9 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like super early. And I remember like not seeing it, so I didn't know she was like bleeding from her vagina. I just thought, I knew it had to do with bleeding, but I didn't really know. I had never seen anything. So I remember her like, she got really bad cramps. Oh, poor girl. And I remember she like sometimes she would miss school. And she would just like sleep. Like my aunt or my mom would make this tea. I forgot what kind of tea it was. But yeah, just like a tea and whatever, and she would drink it and then she would like take an Advil and she'd like pass out. And in my head, little child Melissa was really mean to her, to my cousin. So I'd be like, ha 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 ha.
Jeez.
She's in pain. And then I also was like kind of jealous because I was like, oh, like she has something that I don't have. Like, what is this? And then it took me so long. I mean, 4 years isn't a very long time, but like when you're counting down the day to get your period, and I'm also 2 years younger than her. So like if she was like 9, then I was 7. Right? And so that's 7 years of me waiting, because I got it at 14.
True, yeah.
So that's 7 years of me waiting to catch up to her. And I was like, oh, I want my period too. And then I got it, and I hated it.
I know. I don't think I've ever thought of someone looking forward to getting their period. But yeah, it is that like group mentality where it's like you just want to be like everyone else, right?
Yeah. The question is, do you feel like, you specifically, Melissa, did you feel like you went from a girl to a woman after you had your period? Was that the sense? Like you just wanted to be older, like an adult?
Well, I saw like girls develop and like get more womanly, and I was just like, oh, I want that. And then my boobs didn't grow much at all. So
Sad times.
that was sad. And then my mom was like, like your body type resembles mine, and then I had you, and then my boobs got bigger anyways. And I was like, so I have to wait till I have a kid?
No.
What is this nonsense?
Well, kids do, yeah. Well, I mean, for most women, when you have kids, because you're producing milk now, yeah, your boobs do get bigger. Right?
Yeah, well, my mom has like a nice rack, and
Okay.
like she's like older now, but she still has really nice boobs. And I was like, I want your size. Because like mine are like, I like my boobs actually. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I look at myself and then I was like, yes, you have to have like that body positivity going on. So whether you have like a big boobs or small boobs, just gotta love it. And sometimes I really like my body. I was like, yes, I look nice. And technically, because of my proportions, like this is fine. What I have is fine. So I have to take it or take it, because I can't leave it,
Yeah, I'm okay with my boobs. I like my boobs. Could be bigger, but I'm okay. I think this is very off topic. I think we're pretty much done our period stuff anyways, but I guess we could probably do like a body image episode next, but we can talk about like breast reduction, breast implants, butt implants, all that stuff, because there's so many surgeries out there. Yeah, that could be our next topic.
Yeah, we could talk about Botched. I love that show.
Is that like
that's like the
same idea,
like the botched
plastic
Barbie
surgery?
stuff where they get
You've never seen Botched?
No.
It's two surgeons.
Competing.
Dr. Dubrow and Dr. Nassif. They're
I
great.
do one half, you do the other. Let's see who's better.
No, one is like a nose plastic surgeon, and the other one is like more breast and like maybe butt. But anyways, botched is like, the meaning of botched, right? It's like it just goes wrong. Plastic surgery gone wrong, basically.
Oh.
So like
No, it's plastic surgery overdone.
it could
Not
be.
necessarily gone wrong.
No, it could be.
Because a lot of women, some women like that are considered botched, choose to be that way.
Yeah, but
Right.
it's basically plastic surgery gone wrong.
Okay.
It-
And they're fixing it or something?
Yeah, like sometimes they fix it, and sometimes it's a case of like a person wants more plastic surgery. Or maybe like, for example, they got plastic surgery and it went wrong, but their expectations are like super unrealistic, so they don't like fix it. Yeah. So anyways, it went wrong in some way. So, for example, breast augmentation, sometimes they form like a bubble.
Oh yeah, those kind of things. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so they could fix that, or like someone had a car accident and ruined their nose, they'll fix that. Yeah, so we could talk about Botch. That's a great show. It's not super graphic. It's kind of graphic, but they blur most of it. But I'm the type of person that I really like watching like graphic stuff, like pimple popper. Yes. Earwax extraction. Yes. Dental cleaning. Yes. All of those stuff. I'm just like,
I know. So sometimes I'm like
it's
just
great.
watching on my TikTok and I see something. I'm like, "Hey Jess, look," and she's like,
Like, I think,
No.
like, I don't know. It's just, I don't want to see it. I'm glad for them. Because I think if it were done on me, I'd feel really nice. But, like, I don't know if I'm, like, I like watching it, really. It's
There's like
just
this
so
sense
many
of
things.
satisfaction
Yeah, it
you
is,
get
it is, for
when you
sure.
see it happening.
Yeah.
Or like when you see a pimple popped or like ingrown
But,
hairs taken out, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I love it. Comment if you like it too.
Okay, sure.
Maybe it's just because we're Libras. Maybe it's a Libra thing.
Is it a Libra thing?
I don't
No. But like, I wonder if we polled just Libras. I wonder how much, if the percentage of Libras would be higher than the percentage of other signs. Because we're both the same day
Yeah.
too. So, and we both, you like it? How
Yeah.
much do you like it? Are you,
I could like eat food while watching it.
oh, me too. Okay,
Yeah,
we're good.
okay.
Yeah, so we're the same. So we're both Libras the same day, and we both like it. It's a 2 for 2, So, and you're close enough. You're Virgo.
Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for listening. Peace. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, you're like, I'm over this. Okay, so let's wrap up the episode. Like, please check out the links below.
Yeah, donate
Below.
definitely for research and all that kind of stuff. Definitely not
Support
enough out
the-
there. Support
Communities that need it.
Yeah.
support the women.
Yes.
Yes.
And people in general.
True.
People that identify as female or non-binary, gender fluid, period power. Yes, follow us on our socials.
So it's the Awks Talk on Facebook, the Awks Talk on Instagram, the Awks Talk on Anchor, Spotify, and YouTube.
Oh, I have a Twitter now. Did you say that before?
Yeah. It's
think
the
you-
Awks Talk on Twitter also.
Yeah.
So yeah, follow us on all socials. Email us. We changed the email too. It's just the Awks Talk at
But we'll
gmail.com.
probably, if you send it to the old email, it's fine. We'll probably still see it anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, send us any topics that you'd like us to cover. Running out of ideas sometimes. Oh, and we might do it. We're gonna do like a questionnaire episode, because
Q&A?
Yeah, you guys sent us some questions, so we'll do that. Send us more questions. Anything you wanted to know or whatever about any of us, maybe our guests, whatever. Just anything. We want to talk to you. Okay, interact with us. We're lonely.
You
Still.
always say
Still,
Yes,
still lonely.
this
okay.
is gonna be your like
that's my thing. We're
tag
lonely.
phrase. It's
We're
like
lonely.
we're lonely.
Until we get some people. Let's go.
Alright.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.